Okay, so we're celebrating the solemnity of Jesus Christ, the King of the universe. And it's interesting that we read the passion of Jesus, in fact, when he was going to die, and yet we're celebrating his kingship over the universe. So how do we connect that? No? How can we relate his kingship with his dying on the cross? So any comment, any are gonna
I have a comment. The phrase, "Today you will be with me in paradise." That's something that very important. Recognize that there is always response for Jesus. No, when we ask him, Jesus, to help us, he's always there. Like the guy, the one crucified, one in each side of Jesus Christ. The one was argue with Jesus, and the other one recognized what he did wrong, and he asked Jesus, "Remind me when you get in paradise." And his response was, "Today, you will with me in paradise." So there is always hope with Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a question of our recognizing that. And that's why the mission of the church and of the believers is to show that to the people of the world, no? That until the end of your life, God is waiting for you to recognize what is right and true. And that's recognition is enough, more than enough for Him, because that will really change your life for good. And Jesus saw that in that person. No? He knew that. He knew where Jesus was going. He knew where the supreme power of Jesus reigns in paradise. I want to be there with you. And that's how the submission of the faith to Jesus, to God. And if you think about even yourself, and for most of us, maybe there's something that's preventing us from recognizing God. Whatever it is, there's something. And once you recognize that, it opens up, and then God comes into your life. And that's why I really believe there's no there's no person in this world that's 100% evil. There's always something good in the person. It's a question of helping the person discover what is good in him, and he will discover God and God's love. That's how we should do our work as believers. Help other people discover the image of God in them, so they can respond to God. That's why, and I know the thing is, we put down people and we do not help them to discover that goodness in them. Instead, we are repeating the errors they make. So Jesus was waiting. Not everybody responded positively to Jesus, no? One did, and the two thieves, one did not. So, yeah. Again, for believers, for the church as a whole, our mission is to let them discover the goodness in them, and then to discover the love of God. And as we said in the Spanish taping, God shows His power by forgiving us. God shows us His power by having mercy on us. And that's what He wants us to do. As Christ said, "Do as my Father No, oh, sí, he did. Oh, forgive as he is perfect in love. No? And there's no really room for us Christians to refuse forgiveness and understanding. There's no reason. We must always have them. And if they do not want to respond, then there's nothing we can do but to pray for them. So, anything else that you want to comment? ¿Algo más que quieres hablar?
Nada más quería comentar como Jesús, lo que usted mencionaba ahorita, su misericordia con su perdón nos da, solamente necesitamos como este hombre ladrón reconocerlo, y él inmediatamente obtenemos el perdón de su misericordia.
No, el perdón está. ¿Ah? Siempre decimos eso, el perdón existe, la misericordia de Dios existe. Esta cuestión de conocer esto. Y cuando reconocemos el perdón de Dios, vamos a admitir el error que hemos hecho. Vamos a reconocer lo malo que hemos hecho. Actualmente, el perdón viene antes de arrepentir, no, antes de reconocer lo malo. Lo que nos hace reconocer lo que hemos hecho es por experimentar el perdón de Dios. Reconocer más bien el perdón de Dios. ¿No? La misericordia de Dios. Pero no, cuando peleamos uno de otro, no. Pide perdón primero. Debe que mostrar el amor. ¿No? Especialmente cuando escucho pajeras, ¿no? ¿No? En la discusión así, no, muéstrame primero que no, deben que mostrar primero el amor, el perdón, la comprensión, para que la otra persona pueda realmente, ¿no? Abrir su corazón y su mente para que pida perdón. Si no hay, ¿para qué? No. Me recuerdo en el seminario, me pidió, no, porque me escondí, no pedí permiso. Después el señor dijo, ¿y por qué no me habló? Porque yo sé que no va a permitirme a mí. Entonces no pedí permiso porque yo que sabía que no va a permitirme. ¿Y para qué pedir permiso? Ahora me va a decir es muy mal, ¿no? Pero la cosa es la realidad. El Señor siempre nos está mostrando su amor, su perdón. Y cuando reconocemos esto, es muy fácil a pedir perdón a Dios, a cambiar la vida. ¿No? Porque siempre es así el Señor. Es lo que debemos que hacer, hermanos y hermanas, ¿no? Pero que lo que es triste es eso. Especialmente algunos de nosotros católicos. Cuando necesitamos algo que arreglar, estamos luchando, llorando. Y una vez que recibimos, ¿no? Realmente estar bien con la iglesia otra vez, somos muy difícil a perdonar a otras personas. Estamos dando barreras, trabas, hasta que la persona ya dice no puedo. Estamos cerrando su cara, las cosas. Especialmente porque es mi experiencia de los católicos. Cuando necesitaban la ayuda, están orando, pidiendo. Una vez que se arregló la situación, ahora muy duro a perdonar, a comprender. ¿Por qué? Porque no sé por qué. Y mira esto, las oficinas de la iglesia. Y mira esto. Okay, that's muy triste. She probably, maybe speaking in Spanish. No, what I'm saying is this, is maybe you said I'm always whining. I'm whining, I'm really seeing this because as a priest in the church, I see these things happening day in, day out. Huh? And there's no change in the life of many Catholics. Especially in the confessional, I can feel that. They're lost. They're going through the motions of confessing and wanting to receive absolution. But that's all it is. And when I ask them, how's the relationship with God? Oh, I pray to God. I always pray to God. Then when I ask them, have you heard the response of God? Zero. No response. Is that prayer? Not really. No. We pray to beg. We do not pray to talk, to dialogue, to know God. We want something, we pray. When we want to know Him, we do not know how to do it. And that's a sad thing. As I said, I'm not whining, I'm not complaining, I'm speaking of what I see almost every day. And what am I doing? Precisely talking about it, trying to help people. And those who kind of woke up, they found their life has changed. So I'm doing my part. But I'm just still, when I meet people, my fellow Catholics, the lay people, just feel so sad. And some of them would say, what you're saying is not, they can't understand what I'm saying. Spirituality does not exist in them. So, what can we say? We have to wake up, really, because our mission is to show them God's love. But we cannot show that if we have not experienced God's love first. No, we have to know it, experience it, in order for us to share that authentic love of God for us. Again, God has shown us His power, His mighty power, by loving us, forgiving us, and giving us His mercy. Do we recognize that? Do we realize that? Anyway, any last words? Huh? No. And then again the point of we will go back to that, when Christ said, forgive them, they do not know what they're doing. And I think really we have to see that ignorance of God is the most serious sin. And we continue to commit errors in our life. We continue to offend one another because we know less of God. Once we know more of God and experience God, then we will become like He is. Change people, change person. Anything else? ¿Algo más que decir? Huh? Okay. And so let us think about it again. Christ raised from the cross, not because He was powerless, but because He wants to show us to what extent He will go to show us that He loves us. And He did not hold anything against those people. In fact, He asked God the Father to forgive those people who nailed Him to the cross, those people who kind of killed Him. So, forgiveness, understanding. Thank you. Okay.